Alright guys, today we're taking a hard look at something that's both frustrating and surprisingly lethal, the BTR-80. Yup, the Soviet 8x8 wheeled APC with a 30mm cannon, but trust me, if you learn how to use this thing properly, it can become your personal nightmare machine for enemy tanks. Personally, I've spent some time playing it and every match is a roller coaster. One moment you're dodging shells at full speed across the map, the next thing you're staring down an M46 and praying your 30mm hit where it matters. It's definitely challenging but it's pretty rewarding. So let's back up a bit and talk history. The BTR-80 was introduced in the late 1980s as an evolution of the BTR-80 series, with the base BTR-80 was mostly an armored personnel carrier. The A variant upgraded the firepower with a 30mm 2A72 autocannon and a coaxial PKT machine gun. This transformed it from a simple troop mover into a credible combat platform capable of taking on lightly armored vehicles, infantry, and even helicopters in certain scenarios. Not in-game though. The Soviet designed it with mobility in mind. Its 8x8 chassis gave it incredible speed and off-road capability, meaning it could keep up with mechanized formations or perform hit-and-run attacks on enemy lines. And unlike heavier tracked vehicles, the BTR-80 could be deployed quickly, reposition fast, and harass the enemy before they even realized what was happening. It saw action in conflicts across Eastern Europe, Africa, and Middle East, proving that a fast, slightly armored vehicle with a decent punch can be more effective than a slow, heavily armored tank in the right hands. The design philosophy was clear: speed and firepower over heavy armor. You weren't supposed to see it in the front lines trading hits, you were meant to support, flank, and ambush, and that philosophy carries over perfectly into War Thunder. Now let's jump into how this translates to in-game. The BTR-80 is like a Swiss Army knife on wheels. It can reposition faster than almost any tank and its BR, well mostly, dodge fire with relative ease, and picks off target that overextend. But make no mistake, it's delicate. One unlucky AP round to the side and you're going home. A 30mm autocannon is your main tool, and it's surprisingly potent if you know how to work it. Hitting medium tanks required patience and a bit of bravery because you need to get close. And yeah, without a stabilizer, trying to shoot on the move is basically a test of pure skill. You've got to line up your shots, compensate for movement, and often make split-second decisions about whether to engage or retreat. And then there's the ammo grind. The APDS round is by far the most effective and the only thing you'll need, giving you proper penetration against medium targets. But unlocking it takes time. Every round before that feels like a placeholder. And honestly, it makes you appreciate the first time you finally put that APDS shell through a tank side armor and it went through pretty easily. Yeah, grinding for that APDS shell is pure pain. So what makes the BTR-80 shine? First off, mobility. You can literally zip around the battlefield, getting to positions that will take tracked vehicles minute to reach. You can flank slow heavies or grab critical map objectives before anyone notices. And once you're in position, the 30mm autocannon is more than capable of harassing light armor or finishing off wounded vehicles. The weakness? Well, it's fragile. It's not designed to brawl tanks head-on. You can't afford to get caught by main guns or concentrated fire. That's why positioning and map awareness are everything. Also, engaging medium tanks requires courage and patience, especially if your APDS isn't unlocked yet. And without a stabilizer, you really have to commit to your shots. There's no spraying and praying here. Another subtle challenge is that because it's wheeled, terrain plays a big role. Off-road is lower than you might expect, and hills or soft ground can mess with your momentum. It's a vehicle that rewards thought, timing, and anticipation more than raw brawling power. Personally, this is one of those vehicles I've really come to enjoy. The BTR-80 isn't for a giving, okay? That's a thing. But it's fun in a very satisfying way. Every match feels like, how do I get into position? Which targets should I engage? When do I pull back? And when it all comes together, when you zip around the map, land your shots, and actually take out a medium, it feels amazing. I also love that it forces you to play differently. You can't just charge like a typical MBD. You have to think, plan, and execute. That's why I keep coming back to it. The learning curve might be frustrating, especially before you unlock the APDS, because you really need to get close. But the satisfaction of mastering it makes the grind, I'd say, worth it. And let's be honest, when you finally nail a perfect flank and your 30mm turns through a tank, there's nothing else like it in the game. Alright, a few quick tips for anyone looking to try the BTR-80A. Keep moving. Standing still is basically signing your own death warrant. Use your speed to reposition constantly. Number 2, pick your targets wisely. Light tanks, APCs, and wounded mediums are ideal. Don't try to trade hits with heavies, you'll lose every time. Number 3, use cover. Even a small hill or building can save you from a stray AP round. Number 4, patience with your shots. And this I can't stress this enough, okay? Without a stabilizer, accuracy suffers when moving. Line up carefully, aim for weak spots, and then pull the trigger. Especially like on the sides, your main focus should be targeting the enemy's sides and not the front, especially if it's like a medium. Number 5, APDS is life. Grind it as soon as possible, okay? Literally, you should go for it. Once you have it, the BTR-80 transforms from a support nuisance into a true threat for medium tanks. Or most of the enemy. Follow this and you'll see why this little Soviet-wheeled vehicle is both incredibly satisfying and secretly terrifying. So, is the BTR-80 worth your time? Absolutely. It's unique, it's challenging, and it rewards skills in ways that few vehicles at its PR do. You'll either have a blast zipping across the map and wrecking unsuspecting tanks, or you'll feel the sting of its glass cannon nature. Either way, it's engaging from the first minute to the last. It's fast, it's fun, and it's frustrating in all the right ways. That's why I keep coming back to it. If you're someone who enjoys a vehicle that makes you think, rewards patience, and can still dish out some serious punishment, the BTR-80 is one you definitely want to add to your lineup. So there you have it, the BTR-80. Fast, fun, frustrating, and absolutely capable of turning a match on its head if you play it right. Have you tried it yet? Did it destroy your enemies or your patience? Drop your stories in the comments. I wanna see you tame this beast. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.